Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am building a base game starter home as of yesterday. The Sims 4 base game is free to download, console, PC, Mac, everywhere. It is a free to play game, so I thought I would have a couple of base game builds this week, and so today we are starting with a starter home. I wanted this to be a little bit on the bigger side and kind of empty on the inside, so you had space to customize it based on what your Sims need and update it as your families grow. So this is a 2-bedroom starter home. It's under 20K and it's pretty empty. But I thought the outside came out really cute, and I thought it would just be very useful for players that are just starting off. So that was the whole concept behind this. So I hope you will enjoy it. You might recognize it if you're at my streams last week. I did build this over on Twitch first. I do stream 3 days a week over on twitch.tv/Gryphi. I will be live there again tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern if you'd like to join us. It's a really fun time building in real time with y'all. So anyway, this is basically what the outside front is going to look like, the approximate shape. We have a little porch off to the side, a bump out in the front with a couple of these really beautiful big windows, which were added to base game like almost a year ago, or maybe a year ago now, when there was some confusion over what the windows that we were getting with the industrial loft kit were. So they ended up patching those in. And I think they are so nice. At first, I was thinking I was going to replicate that rounded shape on the top floor. So I have these little round windows upstairs, and I put some blinds on either side of them to kind of look like shutters, because I really wanted shutters on this house. But I didn't want the windows that came with the game that have shutters. So I did that, but I do change the window in the middle in the end because I decided I didn't really like those little rounded pieces. They just weren't giving the vibe I wanted them to, so I will be changing that. Sometimes it just takes a while to get what you're trying to achieve in the game, and you keep having to change windows or colors of wallpaper and all of that, and I definitely did that here in this build, but it actually came together pretty quickly, so this isn't too long of a video. But if you would like to download this build, I will make sure to have it available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that info will also be in the description down below as well. But I can't possibly post this video without talking about the announcements that came out during the Behind the Sims Summit yesterday. I obviously posted a reaction video. You can check that out if you're interested in seeing my live reactions to it. But oh my goodness. I am definitely more excited about improved babies and new expansion packs than I am for The Sims 5 because it's still years out, super early development. Probably nothing we're seeing in that little video clip is actually going to be what we're getting, but it was still really cool to see that. I am very excited though for improved babies. Not only is that going to be so awesome for gameplay, so much more realistic, but think of the building possibilities. We saw some new items in that little teaser footage. There's going to be so many options for nurseries. I am beyond excited for that. I'm going to be probably doing a lot of gameplay. I'm not sure if I'll be posting that or not, or just doing that in my own time, or maybe that'll just be in streams. I'm not really sure yet, but I am very excited at the possibilities of finally having babies that aren't objects in The Sims 4. That's been one of my biggest asks for the last 8 years, and the fact that it's actually happening and we got to see a little bit of it is so exciting. I believe they're calling them infants. Sim Frost confirmed that infants were coming to The Sims 4 in early 2023, and I'm very curious what that means. Does that mean January, February, March? I don't know. I can't wait until we have an actual date, and I'm just gonna not be putting The Sims down once that happens. Like, I was contemplating last night for a very long time, sitting down and making a Sims family and like playing. And I haven't played the game outside of building in a long time just because I feel like there's parts that I want that are missing. And one of those things is actual babies. So the fact that I was almost going to play last night and like create a family, I decided not to because I was going to be disappointed when my Sims had a kid and it wasn't these new improved babies. but it is happening as soon as this update comes out. I'm just very excited about it. I cannot wait for my biggest ask in The Sims 4 to come to the game, to be a reality. It's just very exciting, but I haven't talked much about this build. It is, like I said, a base game starter home, so we are dealing with a budget here, trying to stick within it, but also make this a functional home that's kind of cute, but has space for your Sims to grow into. So this is the living room space. I had so much trouble figuring out an orientation in here. I could not figure out where to put the sofa to make it work. It's just kind of a weird shape. It's just a square. I know that's not that weird, but for figuring out floor plans and placing furniture, sometimes that can be very weird. And also where I have the archway, I just was having a lot of trouble figuring out how I wanted to lay out the space, but it worked out okay in the end. And then we're back into the kitchen area. I was thinking I was going to have a 4-seater table, but we were running out of money. So this ends up being a 2-seater table in the end. I should be swapping that out in a little while. I also added another window over here to let in some more light. And it's a nice way to fill up the space on the wall, and that isn't too expensive of a window either. So it's a good way to decorate. And then this is the couple of bathrooms. I'm using the cheapest stuff available in the game for the bathrooms. These are going to be an area you can definitely upgrade over time if you're new to The Sims 4. You're probably going to want better toilets and showers and stuff. They're going to break a lot, but they are the basics that you would need in the game. So that's what I included in here. You probably would want like a shower tub combo upstairs, especially if your Sims eventually have kids, or if you get the cats and dogs expansion pack and you have dogs, you're going to want to bathe them. They do get quite dirty. So definitely some upgrades you can consider going forward. But anyway, this is going to be the primary / sort of only bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom house, but I have the other bedroom just has a desk and a chair in it and literally no other furniture. There is no paintings, there is no computer. We didn't have the money for it, but I wanted there to be a space for you to go ahead and add a computer as your Sims got money and have a space for like an office that you can definitely convert later on to a second bedroom. I thought that was pretty realistic to how I've played in the past when I start off a game with just a starter home. I think it's nice to have a space for a computer that you can change out to later. And I think that's realistic in real life as well. You'll use like a secondary bedroom as an office space, and maybe sometime in the future, if you do plan to have kids, it could become a child's bedroom or a spare bedroom if you have people coming to stay and all of that sort of stuff. So I was just trying to have that incorporated into this home. And then I wanted to have some bedside tables in the primary bedroom, and I added some color. I used some really bright wallpapers in here, which I don't use very often, but it's something I used a lot of in the very beginning of The Sims 4 because base game has a lot of very bright colors. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to go back to that and incorporate some of that into the space. And it also brightened up the space so I wasn't just having white wallpapers everywhere. And it ties in the green that I have on the outside of the shutters. So I quite enjoyed that because even though in real life you might not match the wallpaper in your office to the shutters on the outside of your house, in The Sims, you're kind of getting an overhead view of the entire house. So it's kind of nice to actually match all of that. But this is where I am swapping out those windows. These are slightly cheaper and I liked how they looked better. And then I'm just adding some curtains on the inside before we go into the landscaping, which is quite minimal. And I'm using Debug for this. If you're new to The Sims 4, Debug is like a collection of items that are used in the game, but you can't access normally without cheats. And then there's an offshoot of that called Show Live Edit Objects. And it's the items in the world that are not on your lot. So there's like trees and pathways and bushes and stuff that are just in the world around you, but not in your specific lot that you're building on. And so I used cheats to access those because they're free. So that is how I'm decorating the outside of this house for like no money, and we're keeping within the budget. It's very helpful. I also just really like the style of a lot of the items better than the ones that are actually in the regular catalog that you can purchase. It's just a bonus that they are free. So decorating with those so we can have some landscaping, and this house doesn't look completely bare on the outside. So we have a patch of like stones back here. You could probably add like a barbecue or a table and chairs. There's a variety of items you could probably add in the back here as your Sims get some money, but I just wanted to make sure there was a space for you to add things to, and there was some landscaping present. So getting some more trees and bushes, and I also ended up adding a fence around here. This is a debug fence, so I do have, or a show live edit objects fence, so I do have to place the items individually, but the fences that actually cost money in game, you can just draw those out and you don't have to add all these little pieces and place it together like this. I just wanted to do this to add a little bit more decoration to this build, and it also was free, so I thought it was a good idea. I hope you like it as well. I really love this fence. I think it's a really pretty one with a lot of detail, so just adding some of that around here, and I think a little bit more landscaping as well, and then we will be heading on into screenshots after that. Yeah, I scaled down some of it in the front because it wasn't going to fit as much, and I thought it looks quite cute having it that way. But over here, I'm just going to get some more plants. I believe we get another tall tree. I like to put those on the sides of houses. I was also trying to distract from the fact that on this side of the house, there's just one giant window and absolutely nothing else. It looks a little odd, but from the inside, I love how it looks. And I think the front looks nice, and that's pretty realistic to real life, where you kind of focus on the front of the house, not so much the sides and the back. They're just what is convenient for the actual layout. But with that, we are heading on into screenshots now. I really hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.